The process of evaluating any animal, and it's a principle as we spoke about earlier, is having a basic understanding of the process that is being used. Brown bears, we evaluate them as a trophy or their size depending on what the square is. The square is the measurement from the tip of the nose to the tip of the tail and then across the front legs in forming like a cross, so that you measure from the longest claw on the right foot to the longest claw on the left foot when it's laid out in a rug formation. Those two measurements are then added together and divided by 2. For the skull, we take the length plus the width, add them together, and use the total as an indicator of the size of that animal. When we're looking at Kodiak, and using Kodiak as an example, the square, if we look at a bear that squares 8 feet, the width of the front pad will be about 6 inches. On a bear that squares 9 feet, the front pad will be about 7 inches in width. And on a bear that's pushing 10 foot or 10 foot, it will be about 8 inches. As a general rule, we add 2 to whatever the width of the front pad is and convert that to feet so that we know what the square of that particular animal is. The corresponding length from the tip of the nose to the tip of the tail will be the same in feet as what the front pad was in inches as a general rule. If the bear is going to square 8 feet, the length from the tip of the nose to the tip of the tail will be about 6 feet. On a 9-foot bear, it will be about 7. On a bear that's approximately 10 feet, squares 10 feet, it will be about 8 inches. The weight is one of the more interesting comparisons in that the weight on an 8-foot bear will be about 400 pounds. The weight on an animal that's going to square approximately 9 feet will be about 600, and the square on a bear that's going to be in the 10-foot range will be about 800. So that the difference between an 8-foot bear and a 10-foot bear is about double. And these weights are fairly consistent as you move throughout the state, so if we shoot an 8-foot bear that's harvested on the north slope in the western part of the Brooks Range will weigh about 400 pounds, and an 8-foot bear that's harvested on Kodiak will be about 400 pounds, and that's fairly consistent depending on regardless of whether it's a male or a female. The shoulder height is not very valuable as far as from a trophy evaluation setting, in that the shoulder height on an 8-foot bear will be about 40 inches, on a 9-foot bear about 44, and somewhere between 48 and 52 on a large mature animal. The weight, so when we look at females with brown bears, as with most other species, females will be about half the weight of a mature male, so that on Kodiak we're looking at about 400 pounds for a mature female, and that weight is just a little bit high. Probably 350 is a more realistic figure. For males, the average mature male will be somewhere in around 800 pounds, and that animal will square between 9 and roughly 10 feet. Are there bears that are bigger? Absolutely. But as a general rule, those animals will fall within those weight ranges. The square, when we look at females, the square is a maximum on the high side for females is about 8 feet. For males, it's about 10, and that's realistically between 9 and 10 feet. When we look at the front pads, the width of the front pad on a female, for a good mature female, is about 6 inches as a maximum, and for males, 8, and sometimes just a little bit bigger. There are a few animals that will have 9-inch pads, but not very many of them. Again, as I indicated earlier, males are from half to twice the weight of females.